Good morning, Facebook. Here today looking at Psalms chapter 63, looking at verses 5 through 7. And you see here in verse 5, you see how David starts off and he says, "My soul is satisfied." Despite everything he's going through, despite how his son has taken the kingdom from him, despite how his son has gathered together many forces that once used to be David's enemy to usurp the authority from his father. You see, after everything David has gone through at this moment, how he's been forced to leave his palace, and now he's smack dab in complete isolation, all alone in this Judean wilderness. But you see, despite losing everything he has, despite the gut-wrenching pain, the one who caused this situation is the one that he raised since he was a small child, someone that he loved so near and dear to his heart. But you see, despite all the pain, despite the situation, despite how much it seems completely, utterly hopeless from a human standpoint, you see here in verse 5, you see where David's looking when he says, "My soul is completely satisfied. My soul is at rest. My soul is at peace because I know the Most High is sitting on the throne. I know the Most High is the peace in my heart. And I know the Most High is the one who's got this situation in his hands. And he has the whole situation. He has everything. He has me in the palm of his hand. And he's in complete control. And he has complete say in what is going to happen throughout the whole situation that I'm going through at this moment." And you see here in verse 5 through verse 6, you see what gives him that source of peace. As he sits there, it's not just the words he speaks, but it's the words that he remembers. You see David in verse 6 when he says, "Oh, when I remember, when I look back in time, despite I'm going through this situation," you see David doesn't allow his focus to be so distracted and pinpointed at the storm that's in front of him. He allows that to be a motivation to look at what happened behind him, to be motivation to remember what happened in the past, to remember all the many times when the Lord God was at hand in the past, guiding him, steering him, pushing him back on the right path, sheltering him, being those wings of eagles that would shelter him in the midst of that deadly and harmful storm that he went through so many countless times. You see, David remembers all that. He remembers that how God, even in the worst and utter storms that we've been through, no matter how hard or how hot the gates of hell gets in our lives, he remembers how God is the source of peace in our hearts. But us as Christians, we start our days today, no matter what we face in this day, can we put on that same mindset of David had here, that we may be in the world, but we are not of the world. When things get hard, instead of being distracted by the storm in front of us, allow it to be motivation to look back at what happened behind us, how God has got us through the same thing so many times before.